follow me to see what's gonna go on inside the box today. Hi, it's Bloody Mary, and we're here at the homestead of Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau with today's special guest, Mystic Dylan. We're gonna throw some bones. Throwing them bones and reading them cards is what's on the menu. Come bearing gifts. Come on in.
Do I come in with the gifts?
Come in with the gifts. Do not leave them outside.
Yes. Wee.
Tourists will take them.
Where would you like this?
I don't know. Walk through and feel it.
Ha. Oh my God. So good. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be in this corner.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Boom. So cool. Feels really good back there.
Do the walk through. I always say you got to walk through naked.
Yeah.
That means no tools.
No tools.
No tools, no equipment, just your gut.
Yeah.
So have a seat.
Yeah.
Have a seat in the parlor.
In the parlor.
So, introduce yourself.
I'm Mystic Dylan.
Hello, Mystic Dylan. This is your first time here, so you're here. Do me a favor, get up and go sit right there on that stool.
Okay.
But look at me.
The farther one?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
That one's fine, you know. Just tell me if you feel any different in the energy.
Yes.
Okay. Is there a word to describe la différence?
Gravity.
Gravity?
Yes. I
Interesting.
I don't know if the word is lighter.
Lighter here.
Yeah. But not lighter in a good or bad way. I was just very healing. It seems very healing. There's like a healing softness here.
And what did it feel up there?
Not heavy, but I definitely felt more like, I guess heavy. Heavy in terms of grounded, not heavy in terms of negative. But it felt a little lighter here, and there it felt, you know, heavy. Okay.
I'm making you sit on the pot, in front of the pot on the floor. Does it feel anything different there?
Ooh. Well, I will say there. I mean, I know there's AC, but it definitely feels cooler in here. Like, there's a cool, calm vibe.
All right, now let's go crawl under the house.
We're crawling under the house.
Well, I have, but you don't have to.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you.
I was gonna
It's
say.
actually right under where you're seating. There's not a lot of room. It's only a few feet. You got to use your elbows and your knees, but you could do it.
In there.
Okay.
And I'll say, it feels like earth.
The reason I did that up there and then here just to mess with you, but not really to mess with you. First place that you chose to sit was officially outside the bounds of the actual building that was here. Oh. She was set 6 to 8 feet off the sidewalk / banquette. Oh. So that would have been like the front little yard with green little set out high picket fence and greenery and stuff. And then the house would have started probably around the mantle to here, through that room to the edge, just right to the end of that room there.
Nice.
And then the kitchen area in the long strip to the right. Mm-hmm. Part of it would have been, part of it would have been the outside porch right behind the house. Then a few feet, and then the rest of the strip on the right would have been where one of her slave quarters was. Outbuildings. And then there would have been another outbuilding straight in the back by where we have, we're doing some growing.
Yes.
So hold on. So we're here with Mr. Dylan, Mystic Dylan. He's one of my psychic headliners from California that's coming in. And we've been friends for a while. long
Yes, we
while.
have.
And
Long.
he's a reader, as well as a psychic, as well as an entrepreneur, and he's a witch. So he was just doing a reading and a feel on the house with me. I'm getting lots of different angles of information from the other side for the learning, for the teaching, for the process, for the book. So anyway, this is also known as a very haunted house. So I'm going to do a lot of ghost hunts. I just got some night vision cameras set up for all the time so I can monitor it when I'm not here. So this is my home away from home. This is my office. This is my ritual area where I make new products and where I'm going to document the book and some classes and seance and all that jazz, and have wonderful people that are traveling from all over the country that I've met over the last decades in this field, experts in the field to help us. And we're inside Voodoo Queen Marie Laveau's old house, where at least 5, some say 7, but I say 5 different generations of Laveaus lived, born, and some died. Open the way, give a little offering. To all the spirits that are here, we open the way. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, the Moros, the mysteries of the Lord, we open the way. Ashe, Aibo, Bo, I Bloody Mary, I Coco, I Marie Laveau. Names unknown in the past, the names unknown in the now. Spirit guides, friends, families, lovers, matets, guardian angels on the other side, come forth, especially Marie Catherine Laveau, her children, her forebears, and those that lived here to tell the tale, open the way. This is Mystic Dylan. Say your real name.
Dylan Bauer.
Okay. May the spirits speak. Kehila.
We ask do you want to guide a question? Or...
basically, I would like the spirits to speak on whatever subjects they have to say.
So I do 4 cardinal point cards, and I'll cast the bones in the middle.
Okay.
So I'll have you channel.
That one is already calling.
So what is that one? 2?
Four.
4. So. Okay.
Was trying to get away.
Yeah. One went like, they were like, and this is the healing. It went all the way under. It's like wanting to escape.
Or wanting to heal you.
Yeah, or wanting to heal me, per se. But the 4 cards indicate the 4 cardinal points, but also in regards to the spirit or the spirit realm, matters of the home, personal, their connection to this realm, and then I did the spirit in particular. So the first thing is strength. So, I mean, this to me is an indication that her presence is still very strong and very much here and part of the space. And it's a beautiful card. And it's the only major arcana that shows up. So there are 22 major arcanas in tarot. And the one representing the spirit that was pulled, it is strength. So it's definitely an indication that it's her. We have the rib bone here, which indicates that she protects, or she's a protector or a protector of others. Another thing that shows up that I see here, you have a bead and then we have the vertebrae. So also another indication of strength and stability. And so this I did, so this is part of, so in claromancy or bone casting, they're not all bones. They're called bones, but there are a variety of different knickknacks. But this I do for balance or to weigh the person's, I would say, like, whether they are more dark or lighter, or good or bad, or whatever the case may be, even though those terms are relative. But here it comes out here, so I believe she was perceived on both sides. Some disliked her, some liked her. The raccoon penis bone is luck and prosperity. So anything, all the bones that center to this side have to do with the current essence or energy of the spirit, which makes sense. She's sought out for luck and money. She does have, depending on who you ask, everyone has a different story about her. The gator is very much present, so obviously because of the swamp, but here it is a sign of, it's an action. So whenever a bone is facing away from the person, so the person would be Marie Laveau, she has an action or a message, and it's the roots. So to me, her message is keeping her ancestry alive, which you are doing and people are doing. And then going course to here, one of the things that shows up in regards to the stability in the home, I think now there's being messages and things around it. So this is Mercury. Mercury is communication. So now, and there's also that snake. So now there is talks of her home and her heritage and where she is. This bone on the outskirts of the cloth, this is the ancestral bone, so maintaining the ancestors. So there is a lot in this reading about the ancestral part of what she has to offer and what she has to say. One of the things that I'm seeing though is that there's a lot of, so here this is a jackal, so I have these little scarab casting stones that I incorporate, and this is over the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is nostalgia, and then it's the dead. So the nostalgia of the dead,
I mean,
history of the dead.
what I'm doing.
Exactly. So that's definitely there, and the shell. So I mean, the shell is also, you know. So I associate this with the feminine, but it's.
I gotta get you. Well,
yeah. Oh my God.
I gotta get you a New Orleans shell, but that won't matter.
Please get me a New Orleans shell for my casting.
I work very well with gator magic.
Yes.
In a different way than you do, though.
Yes. But honestly, like the center bone right here, so this is the ancestral, so this is a hematite skull.
Right.
And I see that here, so this is definitely a prosperous time, and I think considering that the skull has to do with the headspace and the mind and ancestral work and spirit, I think it's kind of saying this is I think she's more seen now than ever. And her voice wants to be heard. So then I looked here, so usually the right is the action, so Seven of Swords is a card of conflict. And then there is, once again, look, so this is the crocodile, but still part of that thing, so I think in conflict, and this is a gator tooth.
So is that?
Yeah, so is that. And the gator tooth on top of the Seven of Swords, I would say, is more the way that she is being promoted or spoken about. So you are an advocate for speaking against or kind of redirecting what people say about her.
Yes, which has changed according to the age, according to male, female, according to what's going on at the time where she is. But this is a pertinent point of her history.
Exactly, but I think this is probably my favorite. I mean, of the throw, which I love, my favorite thing is the nostalgia and the death. You know, like that. I think resurfacing,
also known as history.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, to be honest,
I would say that half of my work since I've been doing this for so long has been to try to straighten out history.
And I think that's what she wants.
Well, there's been many times.
I mean, there are several that didn't make it out. So those are essentially like things left unsaid or that aren't important. And the ones that are that came out have to do with. I mean, there's a lot of.
Got a rune.
The gator, yeah. So this is Fehu. So the Fehu rune has to do with the hearth and home, which is where we are.
I'm rebuilt. You know, I mean,
literally
making the altars.
So,
I'm redoing the garden.
That is part of
waking up the points.
You are doing the
what is
work.
That?
Oh, this is Omega. So it is the Greek aspect of like the all being or supreme. And then we have so these
again. You gotta bring up the supreme, huh?
The supreme. Always
no such thing as a supreme.
No such
Too
thing
much
as
American horror story in people's
No
minds.
such thing as a supreme, but the supreme being,
right.
you know, the creator, yeah. And then looking here, so there are sometimes you'll get a rune or something that is the undiscovered, or something that is neglected. So like this little scarab, underneath it is the cobra or snake. So
I got attacked by cobras last night. Well,
oh, shit.
I won, but
yeah.
Usually snakes are always come to me.
Yeah.
Beneficent, but
exactly.
there were like so many coming out of a tree.
Interesting.
Last night that were very red.
And maybe that's the hidden, so that's something to meditate on. You know, what could be this? Yeah, exactly. But if it's like a hydra, they'll grow out.
That's true. I got a hydra.
Yeah. Oh, hey. Look at that. That's beautiful.
As I usually don't look at a snake in a negative, but when it does rear certain ways, for my initial reaction to be pull out my sword and sever all their heads, there was something going on, and there was a gator at the bottom, also red and green. It was maybe it was because of you.
Maybe. The gator and the snake. I mean, those are two.
Gator and the snake, but particularly the cobra.
Yeah, interesting.
You know, so that we might do more pythons and smaller snakes in voodoo, but this particular dream was a cobra, and I do work with cobra with one of my other traditions, my Palo Kago, but this was something that needed to be taken care of.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Interesting. So that could be something under the surface, you know,
that was coming
taking a look at, that's coming up. So there's a lot here. There is, so these
what
two,
are those bones?
When bones, so these are coyote.
They're awfully big and square.
Yeah, and then, so some are coyote and some are, these bigger ones are ribs, like pork ribs.
Pork ribs.
Yeah. So my friend,
like that.
No, oh, sorry.
Sacred pig.
Sacred pig.
Yeah.
Sacred pig.
No, we're going to do that again.
the sacred pig ribs.
What's sacred?
Oh, rib bones. Sacred pig.
Never mind. Kushan.
Kushan. Okay.
It's Kushan.
And so when bones touch...
God, you should have at least took the barbecue sauce off.
Oh, I did. They're stained.
I know.
I was like, oh no. Can you imagine? No. My friend Christy, she's a scavenger, so she takes all these things and she carved these for me.
I was just getting some new wild boar tusks.
Oh, nice.
So those would be the wild
those would be, yes.
And that was very prevalent here.
Yeah.
In the swamps.
Yeah, and when bones touch, it usually means that there's a message that is inherent or needs to be spoken about quickly. And here it's the tree, so this is the root. So definitely honoring, like, to me, the energy is all about, like, really just getting to the roots or getting to the bottom of something. And then this is the symbol for female. So maybe the feminine ancestry, or maybe talking about how...
Well, everything in New Orleans is based on the queen, the female ancestry.
So perhaps it's that, and speaking about that.
That's my voice.
Yeah.
Reclaim the matriarch.
Reclaim the matriarch.
New Orleans was the highest matriarchal voodoo area out of everywhere.
Yeah.
And now it's, you know, everybody just comes here to tap on the fact that it's famous for that.
Yeah.
Make their name or whatever. That was never my intention, and that's probably why it happened. I wasn't doing it to acquire that.
Of course.
But it wanted to use me to get certain things said and done. And, you know, my family's been here for so long, but I think that's recognized by the spirits.
Yeah.
I told you my grandma, my great-great-grandma, and my great-grandma lived across the street.
That's amazing.
From here. When it was the older house, and when it was the new house,
That's fun. And then, so I just acquired this. It was gifted to me, and I added it, and I gave it the intention of, like, being, you know, a message for kind of like the indicator of the person that we were reading for. So I guess in this way, the person...
Or you, or
well, I don't know. I'm not... See, this is where, I guess both. But it's on its back, so I don't necessarily take that negatively, so maybe it's a relaxed aspect. Maybe it's something that has yet to surface, you know?
Maybe the gate is...
Maybe it's just...
birth, maybe the gate is...
Yeah.
Was on its side, right?
Yeah. So you know,
swimming around. Don't
yeah,
know.
doing it. It's doing its thing. So we'll look. Maybe that's something to be revealed, or maybe you need to do a death roll on someone.
There's a few I can think of. But, yeah.
And then, so we look at the center, and honestly, the really only central bone, I mean, obviously there's this one, so the feminine, the masculine, feminine, this is pointing to the men, but the real central bone is his skull. So I would say prosperity and what you're doing, you know? I would say that's the heart of the message.
Soul, and then hematite is
soul,
prosperity,
exactly,
and abundance.
And abundance, and hematite was also used to like avert the bad juju. And,
that's right. Hematite's also protection. I don't know why I was looking at it
grounding,
for money, but it's really protection.
Pyrite can help with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're similar. They're both black and shiny. And then we have, I see the strength card, and it's almost like if you look at like Chutes and Ladders. That's kind of how I play this game of reading bones. If you look at Chutes and Ladders, she's giving you that. We have this rib cage bone right here leading to the gator. So it's almost kind of like she's saying like protect and kind of
the gator is about protection.
Yeah, exactly.
And ancestors.
So, but I definitely see good, you know, it seems, I still think it's pretty awesome that the head card that came up for Spirit is strength. It's the strength card, the force. And it's pretty much kind of saying she's here.
Are you saying may the force be with you?
May the force be with you.
You're saying
the
force is with us.
The force is with us.
Okay, that's a little better than
there we go.
May the force be with you.
Too bad it wasn't May. Woohoo!
We're going to do a reading, a double reading at the same time. I just pulled 3 cards and brought out a magic chicken foot and a coconut chip to guard over my things, and we're going to do I guess the reading
was it dueling readings?
Dueling. Well, hopefully they're complimentary and not dueling. Yes, we could be doing dueling
I love
readings. All right, so quick on the draw. Pull your card.
Boom.
Boom. I pulled the middle one. Leg butt. Okay. Well, that matches.
What? Where did you get these cards?
They're mine. Lower cards. Here's leg butt.
Are you need to produce these?
You think so?
I
wasn't sure if it was enough, but we'll see.
Oh my god! I already know that I want a deck. So yes.
Right now they're all handmade and ritualized, but yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's a pop of leg book.
Yes.
Also the same as the baby there, so very interesting. And what you got over in the corner?
Yes. So we have the 2 of coins. So the 2 of coins is about balance. And usually it's a card of prosperity, financial balance, and the duality of all things. Kind of like jack of all trades too, maybe multiple aspects of things coming to fruition. I don't know if I guess I'm reading for you. Yeah.
I guess
so.
Yeah. And the place. Like
yes.
The whole project.
Yes, the whole project. So I think the whole project is, I think, as you said, when I look at this 2 of coins, it's not just going to be one thing. This space will bring in multiple sources, multiple things. There will be multiple avenues. There will be paranormal ghost hunters. So maybe there are people that want to, I don't know, documentary or whatever stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do my own YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah,
so it's there. It's there.
Okay, let me take out that same somewhat matching complementary over here. Sobo and Pade. Again, 2.
Nice.
But that has to do specifically with storms.
Okay.
Those are the storms. That's the rain and you know, the gentle rain and thunder of nature. There's a 3rd guy in there, and that's when it becomes like the hurricane. But the Sobo and Bade are nature's elements, and they're complementary as well as, you know, can be more aggressive. You know, like,
but could it be that, like, so this is letting you know, or maybe it's this is letting you know it's available, and perhaps you have to be defensive in doing work, bringing attention to the space.
Oh, I'm all, you know, I learned to have
which
to
you are,
be protective and defensive, and I'm usually more defense than offense, but you got to do both. You got to be the balance.
It's true, yeah.
What you got in your middle?
Boom. Let's see in my middle. Ooh, okay. So so the 9 of Wands, and 9 of Wands is essentially it's stability, and it's being assertive. So to me, the Nine of Wands is also the card of, it's almost at completion. So 10 of Wands is burden, but 9 of Wands is like, you are secure.
9 is the biggest voodoo number.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Derivative of 3, 3 thrice 3,
yes.
9. Novena is 9.
Yeah.
1,000.
So it's stability.
9 is completion after return of everything has come back again. So that makes sense for here. And Legba opens doors as well as closes them. So that's an opening and a completion, a beginning and an end.
Ooh.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn.
Chills.
We got Loco.
Ooh.
Now Loco is, he is the spirit that is the power and the healing energy behind herbs and trees and all of the flora and fauna. He's the one that makes you a priest. He's the one that gives you the asan. He's sometimes seen as a small snake going up the tree being the potamatan, the centric post. He and his wife, Ayazan, you know, she's the first priestess, he's the first priest. Nothing can truly get done without Loco. Loco is, I think he's also acquainted with St. Joseph, a carpenter.
Yeah.
St. Joseph is very big in this town because of the Italian-Sicilian connection.
Right.
But Loco, I will show you Loco.
Can I see Loco?
Loco.
I have horrible eyesight.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I showed Sobo Bade.
Wow.
So that's also, so that would be about the herbal aspect that I'm doing here.
Yeah.
The teaching to students, the priestess aspect, but it's also the traiteur that Marie was, which was the maker and healer of herbs. You
Which
know,
makes so much
using the
sense.
herbs, and I'm growing the herbs in the back.
Yeah.
And trying to grow and dig up the soil that was hers from a long time ago and reuse that.
Yeah.
You know, so that is also what Loco would be, is the power, the director of the spirit within the elements around us, the nature spirits.
I love it. So then let's see here. And the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords, it's the card of, well, here it is the card of jealousy, gossip, and power. But that is probably what the things that you'll be dealing with.
I always have been. I hate it.
So,
but this is a town of great jealousy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new avenues, new levels of the jealousy that I deal with, but that's what Marie dealt with.
Right.
They never say that Marie was afraid of being poisoned from her enemies. I mean, there was a different level that I guess they went to back then.
Yeah, you don't got to deal with that.
Well, I don't know, but I won't go eating somebody gumbo. I don't know. But you know, like so, there would have been literal jealousy and you know, because she made decent money.
Yeah.
You know, they go back and forth with saying she was rich, she was poor. She's probably like everybody, good some years, and down some other years. She lived through horrendous times in New Orleans and was an incredible healer in the midst of terrible plagues.
Yeah.
You know, but there was still a lot of jealousy in others that wanted what she had.
Mm-hmm.
The notoriety, the this and that, which comes at a cost.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have to deal with social media then, but she got to deal with it now.
Yeah, right?
There's somebody we said on a podcast or something we're doing with a ghost box.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the guy's like, well, any publicity's good publicity. I'm like, and so the Ghostboxer Rory's like, I don't know about that. like we're not sure quite about that.
Yeah.
What people say, but it's not new.
Right.
It's a new way that it's being disseminated all over the world and instant with social media. But I mean, she's still gossiped about now. She died in 1881. You know, and she was born in 1801. So. At least since 1820, she's been talked about. People jealous of her. So you said this represents dealing with the jealousy and the gossip and, you know, all the things that then a small town would have been. And now the world is a small town with the internet and things like that, you know.
Do you want to pull one? I want you to pull like one. I feel like one needs to go here from your.
Not Papalegba?
No.
Or maybe
like,
that goes there.
I feel like
the new one.
Yeah.
We'll put the new one here.
Yeah.
For Zuli Dam Tour, that's the strong single mother aspect. Now she's more Haitian voodoo than New Orleans voodoo, but since there was a lot of crossover later in history, I've included her in my Loa deck.
I love it.
Urzuli Dantour would be the, you know, and this is not true, but she would have been the other twin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Urzuli is the fine, coquettish, beautiful, beautiful girly girl, and this would have been her tough-ass sister.
Yeah.
You know? And that's Urzuli Dantour. On other terms, Urzuli in Haitian voodoo is the Virgin Mary. Urzuli Dantour is the Virgin Mary holding the Holy Child. Anything that has the arm mother.
Yeah.
Because she was a mother where the other Urzuli had many husbands, but she was a virgin.
Right.
You know, like Virgin Mary.
Yes.
And this one had a child and was a little more promiscuous and very tough.
Yeah.
So the strong single mother type. So even though Marie Laveau was not officially single, she was for many years of her life. She was known as the Widow Paris because of the loss of her first husband. Though it didn't seem that long before she acquired her next husband, but he died long before her, as did all of her children except for one. So she had to be strong in the face of a lot of adversity, in the face of a lot of jealousy, in the face of a lot of horror like the Civil War and occupation and plagues of yellow fever and cholera, which had us as the #1 highest mortality rate in North America, problems with us having tripled the infant mortality rate in a time period when infant mortality was atrocious. So she worked with the midwives, and she would bless the concept of killing babies came from in certain books. It wasn't about killing babies. I mean, it was about the enormous amount of stillborns. Do you know that they would not let unbaptized babies be buried in graveyards?
What?
They still wouldn't, even in the 1960s, in Catholic graveyards. Because since they weren't baptized, they were of the devil, they were souls, and they would leave pyramids of them just melting in the sun outside of graveyards. It was just horrific. People like Marie Laveau and the midwives and even some of the nuns would try to take some of the babies, quickly baptize them either after death and try to hide them or bury them or do something with them. The strong single mother really matters to come up, and that's also about the matriarchal aspect that New Orleans voodoo was and
Y'all, these are beautiful cards. You will never see them really.
I worked with several different artists over the years to make a complete set. I still think, because I can't draw as well as I
look
need
through
to.
them?
Yes, you may.
Oh my gosh.
I made a particular one about the gators and the doctor.
Oh.
And I didn't know, I kept saying, well, maybe these are too, I don't know if these are good enough for that. But I mean, to me, they have a lot of the energy. And I made some of the candles out of these. You had
I know, I saw. I have your Mama
some of
Brigitte.
the other.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And there's a few others that aren't there, I think, that I took over the years.
I mean, I would get a tattoo of these. Yes.
Don't know what happens in the middle. I guess they'll leave there. That didn't come up. Quick throw when you weren't looking. And just for an interesting point, my skull is in the same place as your skull.
That is awesome.
And then I have a lot of alligator bones in here. Small, little alligator bones, crow bones, cowrie shells, and a few other things. Travel is on the outset. Movement. Then, of course,
Look at that.
the raccoon penis bone is on the opposite edge. It was over here on yours, but in the most important, very important brick dust. The cross is on top, and Marie Laveau was very Catholic.
Right.
So, and well, officially everyone here would have been Catholic, but she had the old ways, both voodoo and hoodoo. The cross is on top, and Marie Laveau was very Catholic.
Right.
So, and well, officially everyone here would have been Catholic, but she had the old ways, both voodoo and hoodoo.